Michael Jordan, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, has left an indelible mark on the sport. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler, a rising star in his own right, has emerged as a force to be reckoned with, captivating audiences with his tenacity, leadership, and relentless drive. However, beyond the exhilarating plays and dazzling performances lies a lingering question. Is Michael Jordan Jimmy Butler's father? Let's dive in and find out. But first, please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications for more NBA news and analysis. So, is Michael Jordan Jimmy Butler's father? When Jimmy Butler took over the Heat series over the Bucks and led them to a surprise elimination of the East's #1 seed, it generated parallels between him and Michael Jordan. It also sparked other rumors about his relationship with Jordan. A conspiracy idea regarding Butler being Jordan's son is once again gaining currency online. Following Miami's shock victory over Milwaukee, the hypothesis has been spread in scores of TikTok and YouTube videos. Some have even piled up more than 1 million views. To be clear, the rumor is false. Butler and Jordan are unrelated and no evidence suggests that they are. But it won't stop the hypothesis from spreading throughout the internet like wildfire if Butler starts balling out in the playoffs. The Sporting News investigates the unusual allegation and the reality about Butler's family life. The son of Jimmy Butler II and Wanda Butler was born in Houston in 1989. His father abandoned the family when he was a baby, and he was reared by his mother in Tomball, Texas, until he was 13 years old. This is where his story takes another sad turn. One day, his mother kicked him out of the house. "I don't like the look of you," Butler recalls her saying. "You gotta go." He stayed with various friends as long as he could when left to his own devices. Eventually, he found a more secure home with his friend Jordan Leslie before attending Tyler Junior College and Marquette. He graduated from Tomball High School as a basketball superstar. Butler maintains a relationship with both of his parents despite the turmoil of his childhood. "I still talk to my family," he told Chicago Magazine in 2015. "My mother and father, we adore one another. That isn't going to change." So where did the Michael Jordan Jimmy Butler rumor come from? The hypothesis emerged in 2016 based on another report that Jordan had an unnamed son. That year, a short post on TerraceOwens.com mentioned a tipster who claimed Butler was Jordan's illegitimate son. The post, "Jordan would not claim unwanted child in 1988 in fear of destroying marriage. Butler was given the name to the child by his mother. It was stated that he bought off his mother to protect his public image, legacy, and role model status. After 13 years, mother kicked child out of household because payment stopped." This is nonsense for a few reasons, mainly because Butler wasn't born until September 1989. For years, rumors have circulated that Jordan has an illegitimate child, but there has never been any evidence to support these claims. A woman named Carla Naffel claimed in 1991 that he was the father of her child, but a DNA test proved otherwise. Jordan has had 2 marriages. He's had 5 children, 3 from the first marriage with Juanita Vanoy, and 2 from his second marriage to Yvette Prieto. Like so many other online rumors, the Butler-Jordan conspiracy is based on a disproven allegation that has acquired support solely because TikTok and YouTube users discover it and decided to spread it. The 2023 NBA Finals. The NBA Finals have been scheduled for 2023. The Miami Heat won Game 7 of their Eastern Conference Finals series against the Boston Celtics on Monday night, and they will meet the Denver Nuggets in the championship game. Game 1 is on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time Thursday on ABC. The Heat became only the second number 8 seed in NBA history to reach the finals. The Denver Nuggets, who are making their first appearance in the NBA Finals, swept the Los Angeles Lakers and will have a home court advantage against the Heat. The top 6 teams in each conference advanced automatically to the playoffs, while the teams finishing 7th through 10th in the regular season advanced to the NBA's play-in tournament to determine the final 2 playoff teams in each conference. The Celtics' biggest issues came roaring back in Game 7. Jimmy Butler had the ball and was surveying the situation. The Miami Heat had absorbed everything the Boston Celtics and the raucous crowd inside TD Garden had thrown at them early in the 4th quarter of Monday's Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami's playoff hero was about to deliver a knockout blow. Butler had the matchup he'd been looking for all series, a switch with Celtics big man Robert Williams III paired up on him, and he climbed up for a step-back mid-range jumper, swish. On the other end, Celtics forward Jaylen Brown started a drive to the basket, but Butler snuck in behind him and tipped the ball away. Fatefully, it landed in the hands of Caleb Martin, who, during the series, evolved into a cross between Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant, and he threw it ahead to Butler for a simple two-handed dunk and a swing on the rim for good measure. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla had already arrived on the floor to call a timeout. Boston's season had only about 11 minutes left, but the outcome was already decided. Fans who booed the Celtics as they trudged to the bench knew it, too. Boston's hopes of a return trip to the NBA Finals and to become the first team in league history to overcome a 3-0 deficit in the playoff series were gone. "We got punked," Celtics forward Grant Williams said, according to ESPN. "We didn't play our game from beginning to end, we just blew it on defense. Then, offensively, we scrambled and tried to do everything ourselves and things didn't work out. You don't want that to be the end of your season, especially after the fight we've shown." A little while after Butler's dagger, the Heat celebrated a 103-84 victory, bringing the club back to the finals for a second time in 4 seasons, both at the cost of the Celtics. The fact that Miami made history by being the first team to progress from the play-in round to the finals was unimportant to anyone inside the arena. Instead, the overwhelming sense was of a missed opportunity. The Celtics' slogan for this season's postseason run, "Unfinished business," referenced the trip to the 2022 finals, where they fell 2 wins short of a title and the organization's desire to go one step further. But rather than finishing their business, the Celtics are now headed into a summer of soul-searching, unpacking what went wrong and what it will take to fix it. Boston will almost certainly run it back, but massive star contracts loom. Tatum suddenly changed his game, and at the time, the Celtics season, by hitting 4 3-pointers and scoring 16 points in those final 6 minutes to lift Boston to a victory in Game 6 of the conference semifinals after struggling for the first 42 minutes and trailing the Sixers by 2 points in a game it needed to win to keep its season alive. "I'm one of the best basketball players in the world," Tatum told ESPN's Cassidy Hubbarth after the game.
"I'm humbly one of the best basketball players in the world."
When Tatum followed that performance with 51 points, setting a league record for the most points in a Game 7, it appeared like it may be a fairy tale moment on a path to a title for Boston. The series versus Miami then began. Tatum, who wore a t-shirt with "Humbly" plastered across to warm up for Game 2, didn't hit a field goal in the 4th quarter of either of the first 2 games of the series before missing the whole 4th quarter of the Heat's blowout victory in Game 3. Tatum twisted his ankle on the first play of Game 7 and never looked right after it, despite helping Boston fight back into the series with 3 consecutive wins. "It was frustrating to be a shell of myself," Tatum said.
"It was just frustrating that I was kind of like a shell of myself."
While Tatum's injury and Boston's poor shooting will be constant reminders of why the Celtics lost Game 7, they were not to blame for their 3-0 disadvantage. Those concerns are all too common. Boston might appear invincible with ample space and a 10-point lead, but that crispness often goes away in close games, replaced by frantic play that creates both forced and unforced errors to fuel the opposition. Like in the final minutes of Game 6, only for Boston to be saved by White's last-second putback. Tatum finished with 14 points on 5 for 13 shooting, while Brown had more mistakes than made field goals in Game 7. Thank you so much for joining us on this captivating journey through the mysteries and highlights of this year's playoffs, reflecting on the parallels and similarities between Michael Jordan and Jimmy Butler. How might their shared characteristics and playing styles influence the way we perceive their respective impacts on the game of basketball? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe for more updates on all of your favorite teams and players.